Okay, so I'm going to start this for us and turn my video off. Okay, so here's my suggestion for a little bit of a guided meditation to take us to a place in nature when we don't have the opportunity to go outside, or it can be used as a um, impulse or in a as an initiation to draw you into nature if you feel like that is something you can do in the next little while. So while we're in this place here in our space at home in the evening, just maybe take this time to become aware of your body, become aware of your breath, and see if there's anything you need to do right now to adjust. If you need to adjust your seat or quickly grab a blanket, lean back, or do something that makes it more comfortable and safe for you in this time, in your body, in the space you're in. And then again, notice what your breath is doing. Maybe you can slow it down a little bit and ask it kindly and gently if it wants to go a little bit further down into your belly. And take a bit more time to exhale. No need to strain or tell yourself what to do and how to do it. This is a practice. This is very much about being rather than doing. And in general, our connection with nature thrives in the feminine principles. And that means it's not about it going there to achieve something. It's not about going there to do something. Not that doing things in nature isn't nice too. That's absolutely beautiful as well. But in this particular time, we're thinking about and focusing on the being with nature, which is a receptive place to be, a place to just be and not do. And that is what we're all could benefit with in times like these, where there's a focus in our society of do, and achieve and all that stuff that is so yang focused. So yin is what we are calling in here. Yeah, just become aware a little bit more. If you have any nagging thoughts or things that keep showing up for you, just say thank you and imagine that you can put them into a basket beside you right now. It doesn't mean that they're going to be lost there. If you need to pick them back up later, you're welcome to do that. So just push pause on those things that might try and call your attention in right now. And just allow yourself to sink a little bit deeper into where you are, the seat, the bed, wherever you're sitting or laying right now. Imagine that you have roots growing out from the bottoms of your feet, and imagine those roots going down through the layers of the earth. And you can imagine with every breath they go a little bit further down, all the way to the core of Mother Earth. And just know you're anchored there at any time, any place, way beyond just tonight. And if it feels right, you can even imagine drawing up a breath through those roots and bring it into your body. So now for sure you got some connection to Mother Earth energy. And you can also imagine having a beam of light coming out from the top of your crown, having that connect all the way up through the layers of the atmosphere, up to the sun or to a star that draws your attention. That is always connected as well, your masculine counterpart of your being. And you can also imagine drawing some of that energy down through that beam of light back into your body as well. Now, while you're grounded in this place, just for a moment, imagine that in front of you there is a path opening up. And it could be that you're a visual person, you can see those things, but not everybody is visual. If you are not visual, you can imagine just that it's there, or can feel it, or imagine what it would be like if you were to see it. And just allow this path to draw you in further and further along. And you can imagine now, you can think about a place that you actually know in nature, a place you have been to physically that you like. You can imagine you making yourself on a path that leads to this place. Or if you can't think of a place like that, you can just imagine a place and what it would be like. Now, as you're walking along this path, just allow yourself to be drawn to something, some element in nature, or a plant, or a tree, or a body of water. See if you can feel this draw within your body, that you're being drawn to this place. And if not, you can just choose from your mind. It doesn't have to be complicated. If you haven't found anything at this point, have a look around in this place you're at and see if there's anything that stands out that might want to connect with you. And now, while you're in this place, imagine that you can take off your socks and shoes if you're not already barefoot. And look down how your feet touch the ground. Notice the quality of the ground there. Imagine what it would feel like on your feet. Imagine the temperature it would feel like, the consistency and the texture of the earth below your feet. And now just take a moment to notice the air. Is it cool? Is it warm? Is it moist as it touches your skin? You may imagine, just as you could be there, opening your mouth a little bit, see if there is even a taste there. It's a weird thing, but there is sometimes a taste in the air. Or a smell. What does the air smell like? Is it fresh or is there a fragrance? Can you detect the scent of a flower or a tree? Or maybe something else that draws your attention. Now, if you imagine your eyes are like the eyes of an owl that can take in so much, not sharp focus, but they can take in a huge wide angle lens, so many things. Just imagine what that would feel like right now in this place, this imaginary place, or this real place that you know of. How much can you take in all at the same time with soft gaze? And now, for a moment, just imagine you have the ears of a deer. Imagine those ears are huge compared to your body. They can turn in all kinds of directions. What is the smallest, quietest, furthest away sound that you can hear right now? Imagine the sound reaching out to you, wanting to be heard. And you might want to acknowledge it and say, yeah, I do hear you. You can even send a blessing back in that direction. And now imagine your eyes. or the eyes of an eagle, laser sharp focus. Have a look around and see if there's something that jumps out that wants to be examined really closely. It could be that element or that plant or tree or body of water that called you in initially, or something else. It could be a leaf, the bark of a tree, or just a tiny amount of diameter on the ground of the earth or the grass. Just examine it as closely as you can with wonder and awe and curiosity. And as you do that, just notice for a moment, what does your body feel like? Where are you at right now? What are your thoughts like compared to when you started? Now take a few more minutes to finish examining whatever you're looking at right now. Allow yourself to be surprised. Allow yourself to be in awe of what nature wants to show you. And then allow yourself to complete this part of our time here and move on to the next. In this point, I would like to ask you to use your senses. Imagine you have the senses of a raccoon. Have you ever watched a raccoon? Their dexterity is incredible. Their little hands can do so much. Just imagine looking around you and touching everything. Everything. Pick it up, turn it upside down, see what it feels like, what's the texture, everything. Play around for a little bit with that. Dip your hands in the water if there's water around. Raccoons love to do that. And then allow that to come to a completion too. Now next, I'm going to ask for your inner sense to call you, to call out to that part in nature that calls back to you. This part can be called a medicine walk, and that can be a thing all alone in itself, where you walk into nature and allow nature to call out to you, draw you in, and then you have a conversation or time along these lines of what we're doing right now, but in a deeper way, in a longer way. Everything in nature has meaning. Everything in nature is connected to us and wants to give us a deeper meaning reflection. It is like a mirror of us, of what's going on, what is important for us. Now allow your heart to listen to what part around you is drawing you in, what part in nature wants your attention, wants to connect with you. And then allow yourself to really, really immerse yourself in that, whether that is laying on the ground, if the grass or the ground is calling you, if a tree is calling out to you. just lean into that and allow yourself being held. If it's a body of water, you may imagine putting your feet in it or even immersing yourself in it. If it's a flower, you might want to cup it with your hands. Ask it if that's okay. Or a creature, maybe it allows you to touch it. Just allow yourself to be drawn to whatever being that is calling out to you in nature you can feel in your heart. And now spend some time just energetically connecting with this being. There's no agenda, just be there with the intention of connection, without framework, without anything that needs to happen. And just keep your curiosity about it. That's all that's required. An open heart and an open mind. And remember to allow yourself to breathe slower and more calmly every moment. I'm going to give you a few minutes to spend with this being, with this element, with this plant, this animal, whatever you're connecting with right now. Now I'm going to ask you to come to a completion of your connection. And as you do so, you may want to ask this being that you are connecting with, this nature being, if it may be having a message for you. It may or may not have one for you. It may have a request of you. Maybe it wants you to come back. Just ask if there's anything that it wants you to know. And listen carefully if you can detect what that is. And now to complete this, I'm going to invite you to give gratitude to this being in whatever way feels appropriate for you and to you in this time. And you can even, if this is a place that you know, you can even let this being know that you might want to come back and see it in nature, in real life. Not that this is not real life, but in person, in the flesh. If you want to finish your gratitude now, maybe have another look around and bow, or give something of yourself, some gesture, something that feels right, to thank this place for holding you in the spirit nature journey that we were just on. And then I'm going to ask you to slowly make your way back down that path that you came from. And then slowly, little by little, come back to the room that you're in. Maybe take a couple deeper breaths, coming back into this physical body, this space you're in, this room you're in, feeling the feet on the ground there right now. Start to move around a little bit in whichever way feels comfortable for you, with feet or hand movement, and the whole back. Move your spine, and then whenever it feels right, open your eyes back and be fully present in this room. Maybe stretch and yawn a little bit. Oh. And welcome back. I'm going to complete the recording now. Thank you for now.